everybody, it's Anna Zielinski back with you at the producer's desk. Okay, so today you have decided that you are ready to take your film to the next level and you want to cast SAG actors, Screen Actors Guild. That's what SAG stands for. I've been a proud member now for 21 years. Yeah, still doing it. I still do little things on the side here and there. So great union. It is a great place for actors. I've been a part of it for so long, and you've got great benefits, and they really do a lot for you as far as your rates and so forth. And it's a bit of a catch with me being a producer and then also an actor. So I can see both sides. I think I've told you this before in my interviews where I've become a better producer because of my time in front of the camera. So it goes hand in hand. Okay, so you need to basically be a SAG signatory production in order to hire SAG actors. So that's why I wanted to do this video, is to actually show you how to apply for your signatory. Fill in that preliminary application. I find a lot of people have a hard time either finding the link, getting through the application. So I thought this would be a great video for you because we're going to go through it step by step. Okay, and the key takeaway here too for you is that I want to show you that even if you don't have 100% of your documents ready to plug into this preliminary application, it's okay. I'm going to show you how to get through some of these fields so that you can at least just get the ball rolling. You will eventually need those documents to be able to be cleared, but this way you get in the queue, you get your production moving towards that signatory status so you on day one can go action with your favorite SAG actor. All right, so let's jump to it right here. We're going to go to www.SAG-AFTRA.org. I'm already here, as you can see. So this is the main page, and you can see there's a lot of goodies here, but we're going to go to this here, Contracts and Industry Resources, which we're already here. And so take a look here. These are all the contracts that SAG covers in so many different areas, everywhere from, as you can see, podcast, voiceover, all the way, audiobooks. So what's great is that even if you are a low budget, no budget film, what they call micro budgets, student films, all the way up to multi-million-dollar theatrical productions, there's a contract for you. And SAG's going to work with you. So when you have time, come back here, poke around, and look at all these contracts, because a lot of times people don't think they can work in the union space, and you can. All right, so this is our scenario. We have a $1 million new media project, meaning we want to strictly seek distribution for internet, for streaming only. We're not doing a theatrical, we're just doing streaming. So we're going to go over here to new media, click over here, and as you can see, this box will pop up, and this box will pop up for pretty much all the contracts here. What we're looking for is this little guy right here, signatory application. Let me show you. So even if you went, well, maybe I want to do theatrical, Anna. I go, okay, click theatrical. Check it out. You got another notice. You get this box again. There's the little hyperlink. For some reason, I haven't been able to find the direct. There's not a link where you go, okay, here's the application. It's buried in here. So hence the video. Again, trust me, it's here. Even if you want television, this is the link we're looking for. Because once you start plugging in your information, the rep that you get assigned will help you navigate you to the correct contract that you should be on for your project. Okay? So any of these would work, like I said, under new media, television, and theatrical. This is mainly where I work. That's why I'm here. Click this link. Let's go. Let's do this. Okie dokie. All right, so we start off with some basic stuff here. So this is easy peasy. I'm going to put in a fake email address. Okay. No red asterisk means you don't have to fill it in. So that's another little tip. Tip number 1. Red asterisk, fill it in. And this is the best movie ever. That's what we're doing. Okay. And here are all the contracts. And again, if you don't know, you click New Media. If you have done your homework, because when you go under all those different contracts that I was showing you, they'll give you all the different rates and put the limits, like ultra low is less than 300,000, mod low is up to 700,000, low budget it's under 2, and then anything over 2 million is theatrical. Okay, I didn't want to dig too deep into that for this one. So you can always just go, hey, I'm going streaming or I'm doing theatrical. Once we start filling in this application, like I said, the rep will guide you as to which contract that they're going to put you on. All right, so you see that this program is a dramatic. If you were doing a reality show, you put non-dramatic. And we're doing a live action. Click what applies to you. Here in the project format for us is going to be a movie. Genre is dramatic. And again, this question again, what's your initial exhibition? If you don't know, you could put other. I know that I want to go streaming. That's going to be our distribution. All right. So you don't have a contract yet with Netflix or Hulu or what have you. That's okay. Fill in a URL here. And you will have, trust me, SAG will loop back and ask you about distribution later. So you can say, hey, this is pending. Is it available for download? Usually that's a no. Does this project have any commercial sponsors as much as you would like it? Say no right now. Anticipated runtime for your movie. It's okay if you don't know for sure. Put the base here, put 90 minutes. Anything less than 90 minutes, you're like, what you might be shooting a short. All right, runtime, we're not doing episodic, so this is going to be the total here. And because this is just a feature, you have to put number 1. Look, red asterisk, you got to fill in the field. So I put 1 there for if it's just a movie. Put your genre in here. Ooh, I'm typing too fast. Put your genre and then type your synopsis. Plug and paste your synopsis into this line here. You will attach your script. For the sake of our example, I am plugging in a placeholder. So here's another example. Look, most of us would have our script by this point, but I'm going to show you. You can see how you can plug placeholders in case something is not complete. Directors here. I'm not sure who my director is. So I'm going to put TBD. If you're not, you can put TBD. If you're working with other unions, guilds, you would plug this here. In our case, we're not going to. We're just doing SAG, and we're doing a non-union crew. And then you plug all your dates into here. So if you're going to do something outside of like LA, like right now, I would put the dates I would travel everybody. If you're not traveling everybody, you can just put the same date as your start date. I'm going to put the 6th and put January 6th. We're going to travel our superstar in at that place. Let's just assume our star is not in LA. Okay. Rehearsals dates, if you're not having them, that's okay. Put the same date as the travel date. All good there. And then you put your principal photography date. Here is a really important point. You have to turn this in. They want it 4 to 6 weeks before you start. Okay. I would definitely err on putting it in 6 weeks before. Give yourself some time. The last thing you want to do is start casting your SAG actors. You have your start date and you're not cleared yet for SAG, because there is no way SAG will let you start without clearance. So the last thing you want to do is to have to push your start date. I have been very close to doing that many times. So I've learned, put this thing earlier than usual. All right. So for the sake of our example, 6 weeks from today, the 27th. Okay. Wrap date. Let's say we're doing a 15-day shoot, right? So then that would put us February, somewhere around here, 27th, 5, 10, 15. Let's say the 17th. If you think it's going to be longer, if you think it's going to be shorter, don't worry about it. Once you're cleared, you're cleared. You could keep shooting for 6 months. All right, so principal photography is in person, and we're not doing any voiceover work here. Again, red asterisk means you have to fill it in. Producer's name is you. Put your name in here. And then here, once again, your email address goes over here. I can't type. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. And look, I don't have to fill in these. Again, no red asterisk. Move along. If you want to put your production attorney in there, stick it in there. All right, next big section is your signatory, the company that owns the movie, the company that you set up. You did your due diligence and you set up an LLC, because you should. Do not do a movie under your personal name. It's all about liability, so you should be setting up an LLC for your movie. I usually call these LLCs some version of the movie that I'm doing. So take a look here. The Best Movie Ever LLC. I would have used LegalZoom, AmeriLawyer, anyone, any of those services, your attorney, to set up this LLC. Okay? A must. Okay, and of course we'll have to put in our lovely email here, our fake phone number for the sake of the example, our fake address for the sake of the example. So you'll fill in all this information here. This part's easy peasy, so bear with me. It's a pressure. You're watching me and now I got to do it. So look, if you do something wrong, it lets you know. 90210. Hey, we're in Beverly Hills. Okay. Look, when you've done it right, it gives you a green go. So look, that's a good thing for the example. When you set up your LLC, you will get paperwork. You will get your articles of incorporation. You will get an EIN number, and you'll get your operating agreement, which basically states these are the members of the LLC. These are the people who have ownership of this LLC. You'll need to plug that information here. That is the documents they are looking for. Okay? I formed this LLC here in California. So you will have to attach those documents that what I just said. I am giving an example of, look, another placeholder that I just filled in here. Let's just say you don't have your EIN number. You don't have your operating agreement. It hasn't been mailed yet. So you can put what you have, upload what you have, or if you don't have any of it, you could just do a Word doc that says chain of title coming soon and then upload that. Okay, that's a great tip for you because a lot of people get stumped on this. If there's someone else that's helping you through the signatory process, you would put their name. Okay, this one's my assistant's name. Assistant's name Z, with the same email address as myself. So you put their information here. It's nice, especially if you have a lot of things going on and you want to delegate this to an associate producer, co-producer. Okay, moving on. So I told you our budget's $1 million. Is that $1 million? That's $1 million. Budget per episode, no. Performer budget. So once you do your budget, you will have a properly lined budget that you or your line producer did. You're just going to put the value that is in the cast line, and for now we're going to use 20% of this for the sake of this example and say it's $200,000. No asterisk here, no need to fill it in. All right. Payroll house. You're like, well, I haven't gotten a payroll company yet. No problem. Open up the phone book. Yes, I said phone book. And pick a name. Pick a payroll house. All right, for now. Extreme Reach, team, entertainment partners, cast and crew. Pick one. Get their information. Just put it here for now. Placeholder. Remember, do not let this hold you up because you just don't have one. All is okay. Also, I'm trying to make sure I have fake numbers. I hate to think I put someone's real number in here. Usually, the house that handles your payroll will either have a background payroll company, and if they don't, or they'll handle it. So it depends on how big the payroll company is. All right, so check it out. You don't have to put all this extra information, but you do have to upload your budget. So I've got a budget here that I'm just putting into here. All right, moving on, guys. We got, oh, look, I made a mistake. Look, you can see an error. Are you deferring payments to performers? No, I'm not. And look, you get a green means go. Yay. All right, moving on. We're getting there. We're halfway there. So within your budget, you're going to have those that you're paying weekly, those that you're paying daily, and usually it is your leads that will get the weekly payments. Supporting will have some weeklies. If you have folks that are above 3 days a week, you're going to pay a weekly because it is cheaper. You would never pay a daily on a 3 to 4 to 5 day player. All right, so that will be in your budget information. So we're just going to make up some numbers here. Background, again, use an estimate. If you're not sure, you're like, you're waffling between different scenes, whether you're going to have that crowd scene, whether you're not, don't fret. Put an average, 50, okay? Have you cast anybody yet? Sometimes we have just the lead. You can put 1, or you can put 0, okay? Because at this phase, you might be just getting started. And a lot of times, guys, some casting directors will not let you even put a breakdown out unless they know that you are in this process. And you usually have to get a note from your rep to say, hey, I need a note that says we're in the process of becoming signatory. And the casting director will go, okay, they'll send that note to breakdown services and they'll allow you to post a breakdown. And then there are some casting directors that are just good and they have, they got the hookup and they can do it without, this extra stuff. Pardon my sip. My throat's getting dry. Okay. So don't fret if you don't have anybody. Like I said, you can put 1 or 0. Stunts will be performed in hours. We do not. If you clicked yes, you are going to have to provide your stunt coordinator's information, phone numbers, emails, all this good stuff. FYI. Okay? So again, if you have someone that you've been talking to, but you haven't booked yet, you could put their information and then just swap it out later. So for the sake of our example, I'm putting no. And we don't need any of the background information here. No red asterisk. You can move on, skip that information. Where will the project be filmed or recorded? For now, it's the U.S. for us. You have your schedule by now, rough schedule. You're doing 20 days. We're not going anywhere. We're going to do this in Los Angeles, CA. Oh, God. And what did we say? We were starting January 27th, right? That's what we said. Didn't we say that? See, they ask you for a lot of stuff over and over again. All right, do you have any of these things in here? If you don't, if you do, click them off. If you don't, non-applicable. Moving on. Workman's comp is basically insurance that covers for injuries for all your employees. This comes from your payroll company. It's called a Certificate of Information. A COI is what they will be asking for, SAG and everybody else, to make sure everyone's insured. Okay, so back here, let's go back here. So you put the name of your payroll company. Again, if you haven't secured them, it's okay. Just use this as a placeholder. All right, so who owns this project? Okay, the best movie ever, LLC owns it. Okay, they should. All right, who's the future owners of this? Well, for now, it still is the best movie ever, LLC. Until you have a deal in place, put this. Okay, don't get caught up in who's going to buy it, all the prospective deals you have. Don't even get into that right now. Just keep it under your heading. It's good. You don't have any lien holders. You shouldn't have any lien holders on this. So I'm going to put NA. And this is where your chain of title docs come into play. So you will upload those. I am thinking about doing a video on that. A lot involved with that. But I did do a video on how to protect your script and how to copyright your script. Well, this is part of that because they're going to ask for that email where it shows proof that you did copyright, you did make payment for that. So this is one that you probably have placeholders, because if you don't have some of these things, you could put, again, take a Word doc, type chain of title, pending, coming, January 1. Just give them some information here and upload that. All right, financiers. You have one financier. You're not doing a bank loan. And the best movie ever, LLC, is funding this movie and $1 million. So you had a private investor. They've funded this movie. And you will have to show the paperwork of who funded the best movie ever. and that's going to be uploaded on the bottom here. So we'll assume that you didn't take a loan out for it. There's no security interest on this, and you did not do a loan against tax credits. I am going to do a video on tax incentives, so I don't get too far down the road here, but a lot of times, like if you're filming in Georgia, you can figure out what your tax credits are, and they do allow you to sell those credits. And some financial institutions will give you a loan against that potential tax refund that you're going to get. It's a whole thing. So won't go too far down the rabbit hole there. But the person helping you out, doing your financing and so forth, will be able to give you more information here. You upload those financing agreements. Check this out, pending or finalized. So again, if that deal is not completely locked in, put a little placeholder here. All right, moving on. All right, distribution, another thing. You can potentially have domestic sales, have a sales agent, foreign distribution. You can be in the talks. If you have all that, great, put it. If you don't, it's okay to put none. Since this is an asterisk, you don't have to put anything in there. And potential revenue sources, I put none. Look, all of this will come back full circle once after you've done, gotten your signatory. When you're finishing up your movie, they're going to come back and ask you these questions, and you probably be further down the line with all of that, with the distribution. So just plan to have those ducks in a row later. Okay? All right, moving on. Finally, we're almost there, y'all. Pre-production cast list. This throws a lot of producers that I've worked with. It's okay if you do not have this all lined out. So what you can do here is download this template here. Let's open this up real quick. So there's a link that I just clicked. Obviously, you just saw it. So you fill in all the information up top here. Don't worry about this just yet for the application. You will have to eventually fill this out to get cleared. So for the sake of this application, though, hey, I don't have it. We're still working through our choices. Then you will say, I will upload a pre-production document here. Go ahead, download that template that I just showed you, and just plug it in. And then when they assign you a rep, you'll have coffee talk about it. And she'll basically tell you, she or he will basically tell you, hey, I need this filled in before I can clear you. And you go, yes, ma'am, I'm on it. So here's the final. We made it, guys. And this is not like, an hour video. Just check it out real quick here. You're the one that filled it out. You are the signatory for the company. You put your information, you sign, and you can hit submit. Let's just say you are moving a little slower to the application. You do want to upload everything. If you're that type that look, I want all my I's dotted, T's crossed, you can save this application. You sign up with an email. It will send you a link to this where you can pick up where you left off. Okay? Hey, we did it. So yeah, it wasn't too bad, right? So basically, that is how you complete a preliminary, what they call the preliminary information sheet for SAG. This goes into their system. About 7 to 10 days, you will be assigned a rep. If you are not assigned a rep within that time frame, you need to ping them. You need to say, hey, I submitted my application back on December 11th, and I haven't heard back yet. And someone will jump on that and get you a rep. But it's up to you, so you need to stay on it, okay? Stay on it, stay organized, save this video. I'm excited to know that potentially you will be doing this. That means you have got your financing, and now you're casting, and your movie has moved up another level, getting closer to you finishing. If this is your first movie or 10th movie, it feels like every movie I did, it's its own experience, and there's always a new adventure that comes with it, to be honest. But it just excites me to know that I can provide a tool for you to add to your producer toolbox to help you make your dream a reality. Okay, so I do this all the time. Put your comments, put your questions below. Hit me up. I will help you along the way. If you need any help with this process, And then, of course, hit like, subscribe, share this video, because I just want everybody to be able to get through something that seems kind of daunting, but really isn't. All right, and remember, as always, together we create.